everyone, it's Hayes, and in today's video we're going to be ranking my favourite moments from season 5 of Miraculous Ladybug. So these are just like basically my best moments from the season. Some of these moments are taken from episodes I really enjoyed, some of these moments are taken from episodes I didn't enjoy all that much. If you want more information on that, I will link above and below my ranking video for you so you know where I'd place all of them. But yeah, so just like little moments. Some of these moments are like a whole scene or even a whole sequence. Some of them are literally just like one line, but I just love it so much. If some of your favourite moments aren't on here, that's totally fine. I didn't miss them out. These are just my personal favourite moments. I'd love to know which of these personal moments you share. I'd love to know which personal moments of yours that were your favourite that didn't make it onto my list. So I like all of them, but I'm going to be ranking them from the bottom of my favourite moments from the season. Of course, this is all my own opinion as always. Besties don't always agree with each other, but besties always respect each other's opinions. So if you don't agree with anything on this list, that is totally fine. If you think these are like the worst moments of the season, that's great, that's good for you. I respect your opinion. Just please be kind about it. And again, if you see other people discussing their favourite moments from the season down in the comments, please also be respectful of their opinions around this season of the show. So let's get into it. In the bottom place, still a favourite moment, but not as good as the other moments on this list. Like, these are all solid moments, let me just make that clear. I liked all of these, just some of them I liked more than others, okay? This is not like me ranking every single scene. God, can you imagine? We're not doing that. I have a life to live. I like to sleep. No. So, the bottom moment, but it's still a good moment, is Mohawk Daddy's new transformation sequence. I'm not sure when you're going to be seeing this video, but I watched Action yesterday and I had all the like transformation sequences and I was like, I can't remember the last time I saw all three of them in a single episode. I didn't realise how much I loved it. Slowly, with like all like the lacy butterfly details. It was beautiful, but also at the same time kind of scary and intimidating, and then he comes in like dark purple, almost black, with the piercing blue eyes. Kind of scary, but also low-key stylish. I think it was fabulous. I love it. Next moment, Nino in episode 24, Representation, where he's running around fighting Nightmare Mentor. I'm really struggling to say that. In a tiara. So if you remember early in the episode when Marinette runs off, she sees who she thinks is Adrian, and it's Felix luring her to the school so he can put on a play about sentient monsters for her. Just what she wanted for Christmas. But she gives the tiara to Nino and he just doesn't think about taking it off. He's like, Marinette gave me this. This is a true treasure, the present I need the most in my life. And he does battle with his best friend's dad in a tiara. Nino, you look fabulous. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Whilst it was kind of funny that Lila took your hat in Chameleon, I am glad you ultimately got it back, because you definitely need to wear that hat. I don't like you sans hat. However, I don't mind us getting rid of the hat if we can replace it with a tiara. I'd be more than happy about that. You look flawless, you were doing a great job. Keep the tiara. It was doing wonders for you. Okay, it really suited you. Next moment, the pool party from Recreation. It was so sweet, so wholesome, definitely much needed after all the trauma experienced in episode 26 and 25 and then 24, mainly 24 because it was so bad. And I still lie awake thinking about whoever approved that episode, be like, yeah, that was a good idea. You were wrong. However, back to the pool scene. Forget about representation. Back to the pool scene. I also kind of liked how it was kind of giving like sinister vibes though, because the world is perfect now. It wasn't a happy ending, it was a perfect ending. Something has to go wrong, and I kind of like the duality of it. Sweet and wholesome, seeing everyone having fun finally. Alex is back. You know, so sweet. And there was a kiss, it was beautiful. But there's just something going on like in the underbelly of Paris, and yes. Loved it. Next moment, the power-ups from episode 23, Revolution, where they finally come into their not transforming back after 5 minutes thing. I don't know how to describe it. I hope you all know what I mean. And I kind of loved that they decided, I remember when I first watched it, I'm also pretty sure I said it in my analysis, is that I wasn't sure I liked it because I kind of thought they'd have to wait until like they turned, I don't know, 18, and just suddenly on their 18th birthday they didn't have to transform back because they were now officially adults, or I'm not sure what age is classed as adults in France, but let's just say it's 18, you know. I thought it was going to be that, but then everyone kind of explained in the comments like, well, it's more like how they feel, and because all this trauma they've been through, they've really matured, so even though they're not physically an adult, kind of like mentally they're there. So I was definitely on the fence when I first saw it, but now I see everyone's points and I totally love it. I think it was so cute as well how they're about to be like, oh, we're gonna transform back, and they do the pound it through the shields, and they just decide like, you know what, no, this isn't for me, we're gonna power up, we're not transforming back ever. No, forget that. The next one is Alex and her dad in episode 1, Evolution. We don't see a great deal of their relationship. The only other moment between them that's springing to memory right now that I can really think of is in Timebreaker, I think, when he gives her the watch. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but right now that's the only other moment between them coming to my head. Back in season 1, they had a really cute relationship. Still super cute and super sweet, and he was about to cry even though he already knew it was gonna happen. He was gonna lose her. He's so sweet. I still can't believe everyone thought this lovely man was Hawk Daddy back in season 1. I am, like, it's a good job I wasn't part of the fandom back in season 1, because I would have said it's Gabriel. I knew from the moment I first saw that man's weirdly shaped head that Gabriel Babes was Hawk Daddy. Mr. Cubdell is too good for this world. What on earth did he do to make all of you, or at least the majority of you, think he was Hawkmoth? He is lovely. And this moment was lovely. The other moment in Timebreaker was lovely. Why would you think it was him? I don't get you. The next moment is Lila finally getting exposed in episode 21. I've been waiting for this moment since Volpina, and it was very satisfying. It was done in a weird way with the one-way mirror and closing down the toilets. Don't get me wrong, it was a bit weird how it was achieved, but it was still very satisfying. Like I said, I wanted to see this since Volpina. Episodes like Ladybug and Chameleon, they just get me angry because I'm like, how are the rest of the class this stupid? Very satisfying, so loved it. The next one, surprisingly, is Felix's song from Emotion. You all know I have had a volatile reaction to the songs in this season. I didn't mind the one imperfection so much. The one perfection is on this list, god no. Because it wasn't a musical number, it was a song he'd written for Marinette, whereas Felix's is a musical number and so is Gabriel's, it's the same song obviously. However, I feel like it was executed so well, and it was also really enjoyable and sung really well, really suited his voice compared to the one imperfection. I just did think it was amazing, to be honest. I was definitely on the fence about it when I first saw it, but I actually love it now. Still hate Gabriel's, no. But I actually really like the song now. I think it suited him really well. The next one, kind of a sad one, but the Kwamis in episode 3, Destruction. So they're at the Wax Museum, Ladybug kind of thinks she's won, all the Kwamis are there, they're kind of like hugging her and stuff, but then obviously things go badly and they all go back with Mohawk Daddy. I think it's Bark who leaves last. He's like, no, I don't want to go, but then they're forced to go. It was both cute and traumatizing, and you know, I've really missed them this season. I think so far it's still like a toss-up for me between season 2 or season 4, which one was my favourite. But I definitely, one thing I loved about season 4 was the Kwami interaction, like all the time. Loved it so much, and I really missed it this season. Like, yeah, they were there, but they were like depressed all season, so it wasn't really quite the same. They didn't have any free roaming abilities after like the first episode really. So yeah, really enjoyed getting to see them again. So a bittersweet moment, but I really liked it. The next one is Adrian and Marinette's love confession in episode 17, Adoration. I think it was super duper cute. However, the thing I like the most about the scene is the scene that has now become absolutely iconic, is Gabriel Babes coming out of the darkness and saying no, and then just going back in. Amazing. The next moment is from episode 4, Jubilation, and it's the whole like final scene of the Pig Wish, basically. ripped my heart out, someone stood on it and then just shoved it back in. Oh my god, it was heartbreaking. Do it again, because I loved it. It was great. The next one is Zoes Confession to Marinette in 17 Adoration, which you will notice is higher than Marinette's confession to Adrian, because whilst I am a lifelong Adrianette shipper, the Zoe-Net confession scene, I don't even ship it, but it was so much better. So much was communicated just from Zoe looking at Marinette, and maybe that was done due to like censorship laws and she couldn't say it so explicitly. That may have been the case, but if that was the case, oh my god. I want somebody to look at me the way Zoe looked at Marinette. It was beautiful. Like I said, I don't ship it, but I love it. There was so much communicated and I just think it was amazing and adorable. Love it. The next one is Gabriel Babes getting food smacked at him in episode 5 Illusion. Amazing. Just in general, I really like Illusion because it's more of a classic season 1 episode. As the show has gone on, we've got progressively less and less class scenes of them at school, or like at least whole episodes at school, which isn't something I realised I like so much until we got less of them. So I really like Illusion for that, and this scene just like gives season 1 chaos and I love it. It's an absolutely ridiculous idea. It just gets better. We got Marinette pretending to be clumsy, Adrian doing his best to pretend to be clumsy, it doesn't really work, and then Ali is just like, this is stupid, I'm just gonna walk in the room and hit him with this food. Fabulous. I loved it. The next moment is from episode 8 Reunion, and it's Jonah Vox Backstory. As you all know, I love Jonah Vox and I also loved Reunion, and I just love getting to find out more about like her and her like cat noir, whose name I have conveniently forgotten. I do this all the time. It turns out I'm really bad with names. I only recently discovered it. Anyway. But I loved how their little love story was told with like the still images about them falling in love with each other, and how Marinette doesn't know how it ends because they gave up their Miraculous, so they don't know, and like in history Joan of Arc was burned at the stake for being a witch by the English, I believe. Or she was definitely murdered by us, might not have been burned at the stake, but she died a horrible death, definitely. And I would absolutely love a spin-off, even just like a little mini series of the two of them going into it more and we actually see what happens. Oh my god, I'd love that. The next moment is Adrian stealing the earrings from Gabriel Babes in episode 11 Deflagration. Oh my god, the look of hatred on Gabriel's face when Adrian takes them, and then Adrian's look, I know he doesn't know it's his dad, but he's just like, I still hate you. You're Hawk Daddy, you've put me through so much, I hate you as well. Oh my god. Power move Adrian. It was fabulous. I love that moment. The next one, of course we have to mention this. The wrestling scene in episode 7, Passion, Natalie, a queen. I believe I said something like this in my summary video of season 5. Natalie is a personal assistant, a treasure hunter, and a pro wrestler. She is amazing. Why would you ever try and cross her, you know? She is everything I want to be in life. I look up to Natalie Sanker. She is who I want to be. Although not a simp for someone who doesn't love me. Not that part. But everything else, I love her so much. She is the best. The next moment is the kisses from episode 9, Elation. Overall, Elation isn't one of my favourite episodes, but I said in my ranking video, whilst the episode overall isn't one of my favourites, the kisses definitely is a favourite moment of mine. So first, the cheek kiss. Yes. Secondly, the full kiss. More yes. But then the nose kiss. That was the best idea anyone has ever had for this TV show, and it cannot be topped. No matter what else they got up their sleeve for Reverse, for season 6, season 7, season 8, season 26 if they go that far, for all these other specials, London special, are they even doing it anymore? Dunno. Brazil, dunno. Africa, dunno. One Night Mission, dunno. The Ghost Force thing, also don't know. Whatever. Whatever anyone's gonna come up with, nothing will be as good as the Mary Shat nose kiss. I said what I said, and I shall not be changing my mind on that ever, probably, because work of genius. I thought it was great. The next one is the kitchen cupboard moment from the end of episode 25, Confirmation. And what an absolute sequence it was. Because like Plag's like, oh, why are you hiding in the cupboard? And Marinette's like, this is where Mohawk Daddy lives. And Plag, I still remember this vividly the day I saw it. He's just like, what? He's just like, what? I'm sorry, he's a what? I've been living here for the past year and I didn't know about this. Amazing. And then Gabriel comes along, he pulls Marinette out, and at first, this is kind of the way I interpret the scene, I'm not sure if it's correct, but to me, if I am correct, it's even funnier. So Gabriel is aware that Ladybug's in the house, but for whatever reason, he pulls Marinette out of the cupboard, thinking she's Ladybug, and is like, oh, it's just Marinette, my son's girlfriend has also invaded the house because why not? Maybe trying to look for Adrian has now hidden in a cupboard, and in addition, Ladybug is also here. Probably thinks they're two separate people, but then she's like, no, Tiki, Plag, unify. Kicks him in the face. Amazing moments. The next moment is Adrian and Marinette's first kiss from episode 23, Revolution. It was very upsetting, and the way it was animated, I don't know enough about animation to explain properly, but it did look a little bit stiff looking in my opinion. Oh my god, I did still love it, and I also really loved that they saved their, I was about to say their first kiss together. They've kissed many times. Their first kiss together whilst they remembered it and whilst being Adrian and Marinette. Their first kiss in that state. I think it was the best point in the season for them to save it. I loved it. The next moment is the Adrianette scenes, both scenes, from episode 10, Transmission. So I'm kind of lumping them together. I know they're two separate scenes with other things happening in between, but to me they're kind of natural friends. I don't know what I'm talking about. So the first scene is the one at the opening of the episode. Adrian comes into Marinette's bedroom. She's kind of depressed, sad, feeling down, whatever you want to describe it as, and they kind of have this mini argument, and Marinette finally says like, yeah, I did have feelings for you but not anymore, and they're both so sad, but then he comes running back and they do the hand thing. I just thought it was amazing. The first scene is full of angst, the second scene is full of fluff, and they just work so well together. Like I said, I haven't been the biggest fan of the love square this season, but those scenes in Transmission I thought were executed to perfection. I love it, and also shows them so well as characters and how they feel about each other. It was great. So the next one is the Asianet Date in episode 16, Protection. Everything about it is a yes. Everything about it, green flags, if you know what I'm saying. So Marinette shows up in her pyjamas, quite rightly saying, if he doesn't love me in my pyjamas, then he definitely doesn't love me for real. I get you, girl, and I love the confidence. And then Adrian just sees it, and instead of like laughing at her or being weird about it, he's just like, give me a minute. Goes to get changed into his pyjamas. Loved it. And then he brings the video games. He knows Marinette loves video games after episodes like Gamer. He knows she loves this stuff. And then they're looking at the clouds. It's beautiful. So we're now on to my top 3 favourite moments from the season. And in third place, I guarantee this will be on no one else's list, but every single time I hear this line, I can't stop laughing, even just thinking about it. It's from episode 12, Perfection. Perfection isn't my favourite episode, but I love this bit, and I'm going to play the clip for you now.
Planning a fancy feast?
I know, it's not funny. I know no one else probably found it funny, but every single time I hear it, I can't stop laughing. I think it's definitely a mix, because I don't laugh at the line in the other dubs I've seen it in, only the English dub, so I don't even think the line translates the same. I think they did something entirely different from what I remember. But it's just a mixture of the words that were picked and then also Bryce's delivery. I just can't stop laughing every single time I hear it. It's great. In the number 2 spot is the ending kiss from Recreation. It was so much better animated than the one in Revolution. It was so cute, so sweet, and I love the build up to it, the whole conversation, the blushing, how close they are. I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. And my favourite moment from the whole season still is, I loved it the first time I seen it, and my love for it has not lessened. It is, of course, the Pretension pancake sequence in episode 19. Everything about this scene was just amazing. The dialogue, what's discussed, like commentary around fashion and what people want versus what you want to create, the emotions it gave off, it was just chef's kiss perfection. I think it's an amazing piece of writing. Like, honestly, in my opinion, Pretension is one of the best episodes of the show in terms of writing so far. Obviously, of course, you can disagree, but that is my opinion. So besties, I'd love to know what you thought of my favourite moments of the show. Do we share any? I'm sure we share at least one or two of them. And are there any moments I missed off that you really enjoyed this season? I would absolutely love to know. So I'd love to know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!